come together. And like I said, working with people like you and Audrey and Saafir, and Audrey will tell you, because she and I talked about this extensively. I was telling her that I literally discovered 1,000 questions every entrepreneur should ask, but don't. Yes. 1,000, and they all cover all of our areas, the marketing part. And again, of course, it's from a legal standpoint. Probably if the four of us sat down, now we're talking about 5,000 questions, because everybody will be talking about their particular perspective. But all of you listen, even for the people that are not on, tell all your friends, whatever you do, do not use your private your personal social security number in any aspect of business. Never, ever do that, ever. And I know that there are probably people right now that have contracted with other people, gave to people, what is it, Saafir, W-9, where you fill it out and it's got your personal social security number on it. And now who knows how many people's hands that goes through. It is crucial that you do not, if you don't get nothing else from what we talked about tonight, if you don't ever call us, if you don't ever do anything, good God, get an EIN number. I mean, if you don't do anything else, get an EIN number, write it down, put it in your wallet, put it in your purse. So if you just decide to pop into a bank and open up a bank account, or if you decide to do some business with someone else, what you need to do is always have access to that. And when you go onto the IRS website, if you can't find it, because it may not be readily available, because I believe that site is specifically set up to make you just decide you don't want to look for anything. Just go into the search box. Just go into the search box and type in EIN number application or something like that, because it will get you to the link. And like Saafir said, it is literally 20 minutes, if that. And the only reason it's 20 minutes is that you may have to go get something from your business entity to put that information in there. Otherwise, it's probably 5 to 7 minutes flat. If you had for the person that asked the number, the information about the previous EIN, remember what Saafir said. If it is a like or related business entity, you can continue to use that same EIN number. Why is that important? It's important. And again, Laurie, I'd ask for you to speak to this as well, because now you have a longevity attached to that EIN number. You've had it for a while. It's not new. If people want to check, now they can see something that's 10 years old versus 10 minutes old or 10 days old. So all of these things play into that. Laurie, talk with us a little bit about that.
Well, one of the things that you have to understand when you're structuring your business for funding, you have to have a paper trail for everything that you're asking for. So when we're talking about an EIN number and you don't have one, how can they find out who you are, how long you've been in business? This is proof that you are registered through the government that you are a legitimate business. The other thing too is, you can be a small business and you may only need $10,000. But if you don't have the proper bank statements, if you don't have the proper documentation that they need, they're not going to fund you, not even $10,000. So the thing is, like Saafir said, it has to be the right structure. There's a lot of money out there for businesses. But if your business is not structured with bank statements, with EIN numbers, with a business plan, with the right tax returns to show that you are making money in your business. You can't get funded unless you can show that you've made some strides in your business from one year to the next. So you have to be secure in what you're doing, and that's where the organizational structure comes in. So and when we're talking about the EIN number, you have to have it. And if some people have started their businesses with their social security numbers on paper, what I would really recommend you to do, just like Saafir and Tanya said, immediately when you finish with this program or this broadcast, go to the website and get your EIN number. You can't get any type of funding without it.
somebody mentioned that they during the call were trying to get on the IRS website and they kept saying there's an error message, to call them. Make sure that you are on irs.gov, because you will run across websites that will say, oh, we do EIN numbers and all that sort of stuff. That's number one. Number two, I know that there's something going on with the IRS. Remember, there was a lag in being able to submit tax returns and things like that. So right now, unfortunately, they may have that shut down just because they don't want to deal with it. So just know that if you are on irs.gov, you may want to try every day until you can get that EIN number, until that comes back up.
Let me say this, Tony.
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but let me just say this, because this is crucial right here, and I see this a lot. If you go on the site and you apply for your EIN number, they're going to ask you questions. The mistake that I see a lot of people make, there's a question on there where it asks you, how many employees do you have or do you expect to have? That's a trick question. Most people, they'll put, well, even if it's just them starting out by themselves, they'll say, well, I'm going to have at least 10 employees. I don't have them now, but I know I'm projecting 10 employees, whether it's 2-3 years down the road. What happens is, in this story, you put that in there. 3-4 months go by. I call them love notes. You get that love note from the IRS saying, hey, we had not received any of your 941.
That's right. They want the payroll taxes.
You state that you have 10 employees, and we don't have these forms for you. So when you gonna get them to them? And this has happened a lot. So I tell people, hey, call me. I'm not to insult anyone intelligent, not to say that you can't read or comprehend or anything like that. But I'm like, just call me. And a lot of times, depending on the agent that you get on the phone or whatever, sometimes you can just kind of explain to them. I always do letters. I like to write when dealing with the IRS. And sometimes it's just an honest mistake, hey, the client didn't understand the question. Right now, it's just him or her, a single person, operator, the business. They do not have any employees. When employees come into the picture, we will submit the proper payroll forms. And most of the time, they'll write you back, okay, okay, just let us know when. But a lot of people make that mistake. They'll put 5 or 10 people in that they're going to hire, or they have employees. IRS don't know, though. When they don't see your tax ID number coming across with that 941 form with some money, they're going to write you that love note. So
for the people that are, and we appreciate this for you guys that we have a question on the floor about filling out or completing the EIN number, whether the person should count themselves, because they are a solo practitioner. When they go and fill that out, should they count themselves and say 1 or no?
No.
All right, that's straight no. Nothing to it.
It's different rules. If you're a solo practitioner, you're a sole business owner, it's different rules, because as the owner of the business, you don't have to take payroll.
Okay.
Usually you can do withdrawals, so you don't have to. Only when you are actually hiring employees. So that's why I tell people, if it's just you, don't do it. Don't put you gonna have 10 folks working for you, and then when them folks write you, say they need your money, you in a panic. So, but no.
Absolutely, and again, I cannot stress this more. For those of you that are here, and I'm getting messages privately in the chat, so that's where a lot of these questions, guys, are coming from. Please see the value in this information, and if you, after this, if you feel like, okay, I still, someone said you are all valued. Because the after this, if you go and you take advantage of these tips and you're putting these systems in place, and you may have forgotten something, or you just don't know how to do it, or you get confused, please don't try to go it alone. Reach out to whoever the respective person is, or if you forget who said what tip, reach out to me. I can connect you directly with Saafir or Laurie, and they're going to be giving their contact information as well. But just in case if you lose it, just know that you will always have access. Now, again, I want to stress this. It is not free. It just isn't. And not that anybody's expecting anything to be free, but I just want to make sure that I let everyone know that, because sometimes there are some freebies that's offered as part of webinars and things like that. And certainly if anybody, we'll talk about that at the end. If someone does, someone's saying it should not be. But if there are some free things, so I just want to put that out there. But thank you so much, Laurie. What are your top 3 tips for our entrepreneurs tonight?
I think number 1 is don't be afraid to ask any question. I think number 2 is make sure that your structure of your business or your being an entrepreneur is organized. And 3, read. One thing that a lot of people don't take the time to do is read. And I just want to add one more thing, and that is make sure that your business plan is solid. Because without a good business plan, you can't go far in your business. You have to understand where you're going to know how to get there.
And that is really great advice because, again, when Laurie's talking about a business plan, guys, remember, she's in the credit industry. So you got to have this if you're going to want anybody to give you money outside of your family. That's just the bottom line. And you can have an 87-page business plan, and they're going to pull out the 2 or 3 pages that deal with profit and loss and finance and how they're getting their money back and how viable your business is to be able to pay them. I'm not saying just have a 2 to 3 page business plan, but what I will say this, it may behoove you to contact Saafir and to contact Laurie so that they can help you put those financials together, because at the end of the day, that's going to be what the people care about. They're going to look at your executive summary and they're going to look at the money part, and then they're going to ask those questions. So once you have some professionals that can help you put those types of things together to put you in the best position to close the deal, that is going to be crucial. Thank you so much, Laurie. I really appreciate that, because credit. So a question on the floor, Laurie, is do you help with business plans?
I actually don't. That's not my strong point.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I will say to the person that asked that question, I know Saafir does, I know I do, I know Audrey does, but if you have a particular question or you need some assistance with making sure that your credit or your business operations on the financial side, again, what Laurie's talking about, you can reach out to Laurie for a consultation for that. But when she says that she doesn't help with the business plan, she means that she does not write business plans. She does not prepare them. However, you can actually set up a consultation with Laurie, and she can help you make sure that you have the budget and all of those things in place. So it still may be good to reach out to her for that, for the person that asked that question. So I guess it's my turn to talk about I was at first I was like, well, should I go first or should I go last? But I was like, I think I should go last because they already beat down by the because I know what I have to say. It may be gloom and doom, but again, all is not lost, because that's why I have a group of people on this call that can provide assistance. But here's the thing. So I was thinking, again, I told you guys there are at least 1,000 questions. And so when I looked at those, I said, well, what can we talk about now? And I thought about what we were talking about. And Saafir brought it up about the independent contractors agreement, because almost every entrepreneur that I know, they either deal directly with independent contractors for their businesses or they are independent contractors. I know lots of people that signed up for this. They are coaches, they are speakers, they are authors, they are independent consultants. And I said, okay, let's talk about this. So in addition to knowing that you need to probably have a W-7 as the business entity that are contracting, you need to have, again, we're talking about from the perspective of you being the business owner that's contracting with other people.